Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Vince Metzger, Athletic Director of Rio Rancho High School. Vince, hey, thanks for taking time to come on the Steve Davis Show. And I tell you what, excitement, I think that's the word right now. I think, we're seeing fans in the stands and good things happening at Rio Rancho. So talk a little bit about all the good things that are happening out there.
Well, thanks, Steve and Josh, for having me on. I appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of good things happening. And you mentioned fans in the stands, and we just had a game Friday night, football game, Cleveland Rio Rancho game, and we had fans in the stands. We had the first time, I think, first time I've ever been a part of that. I've been here 13 years. We had over 6,000 people in our stadium, and we had some room for some standing rooms, as our capacity is at around 6,000. So we had some standing room areas that we filled. So it was great to see for our community, great to see for the city of Rio Rancho and for our school district to have the community come on and support both teams like that. So and it's also good for our bottom line, because as you realize, last year, and we had as far as money to come into to fund our programs was very minimal. And so that really helped the athletic department at Rio Rancho Public Schools for the future.
Well, I tell you, not only in football, and we'll come back a little bit and talk about that game, but also volleyball. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I just been watching games and talking to the people doing the game. It seems like there's more fans in the stands for volleyball and soccer. And I mean, it just seems like there's a good, vibrant spirit out there right now for all sports across the state.
It's true. The excitement that we had from the beginning in August in all sports, in all the fall sports, has been that, hey, we can come out, we could be here at the games, and we can cheer again inside, especially like volleyball, which we had 0 last year. So there has been an uptick in attendance and excitement in the games. Last week we had our annual breast cancer awareness match. Unfortunately, I was on medical leave, so I just got to watch your broadcast. It was great, but we had a good crowd. And so, yeah, you're right. Across the board, we've had good attendance at our events.
Well, that's so great to hear. I mean, we have such great student athletes, not only in Rio Rancho and also across the state. And I tell you, to see the fans, see excitement, and also people very vibrant, talking about players and coaches and schemes. And I think it's exciting for me to be part of it. But I tell you, the going back to Friday night's game, just the energy there was. I know you guys started a week and a half, 2 weeks early, just to accommodate, making sure that you could accommodate as many people that came that night.
Yeah, we had to start those discussions early, like we've had in the past, since our stadium is a smaller capacity venue. Back in 2014 was our first discussion when we were going to host the state championship against Mayfield. We started talking, how do we increase capacity? And we had a great plan back then that we've used several times afterwards. In 2016, when we played Las Cruces in the state championship football finals, as well as 2019 when we played Cleveland. But every time we've come to one of these games where we anticipate a large crowd, we have to make that decision to bring in additional bleachers or not to. And because it's a fairly difficult task to bring in these additional bleachers. It's costly, and it's time consuming. So we actually, in this game, even though it was going to be a Friday night, and we know Friday nights that draw bigger crowds, we decided against bringing in additional bleachers. And I'm glad we chose that, because I think we hit it right on the money as far as the number of people that attended, around 6,000. So, but yeah, every seat was filled, and it was great.
Well, I tell you, I know the fire department was very. I mean, they're doing their job, and they were there, and I know that probably beginning of the game you were probably pretty intense, wondering how, if you had to turn people away, and how people get if they can't get into a game. And I think everything went really smooth, and it happened for that happens with not only yourself but the administration and everybody taking this game. I think overall it worked out great.
Yeah, no, every football game and typically just football, you have some issues that occur with security. But that game in particular, despite the crowd, we had a minimal issues with security and issues with people in the crowd. So I think people just were excited to come watch a good football game. And so that was kind of made it even better that we didn't have any major problems that night.
Pandemic really, hurt no fans in the stands last year, but now it's kind of working the other way. I mean, the pandemic is saying that people are not taking granted that they can go see a game, and as you know, that could be taken away anytime, even with right happening. So I think people are really excited to get out and get involved with all programs across the state.
Yeah, we got a lot of things coming up here too, because we got state cross country this Saturday, and our teams, our boys and girls teams, have been doing real well. So they're poised to make a good run at state, and I'm looking forward to. Last year we were at the Albuquerque Academy as the new host site for cross country, and it was a great venue. They did a good job, so I'm really looking forward to Saturday watching our boys and girls compete.
Well, I tell you, you're right. The academy it used to be a Rio Rancho. I mean, we had the thing that I was proud of my guys last year is they came up with something. We used the camera, used the phone, and we got the at the corners and everything. So we got some really good shots. I was really concerned we don't have as good a vantage point, watching the race, but my guys came through and really came up with some new technology that really was actually pretty exciting to watch, and had a lot of great compliments on how they handled themselves.
Yeah, no, it was good. And I think this year what's going to make it better for everybody is there's not a mask mandate for athletes to wear during the race, which was very difficult last year on the athletes. So looking forward to it. Our boys were the Metro champions this year. Our girls just were the district champions in District 1 last week, and our boys were second. So they're running really well right now, and I think they're really excited to compete. And hopefully, I think the weather is going to cooperate as well, and it's going to be a beautiful day Saturday.
I'll tell you what, we're going to go to Green Style Top 10 Plays of the Week, come back, talk more about Rio Rancho sports.
A second effort on the tap, a third effort, and it's in. It's a hat trick for Babinski. Here's an opportunity for the Chargers early. Nice cut, the shot. Defensively, what a great job there to get a boot in by Dyson, and then a save by the keeper, and a good one by Barella. Sapatka on the header, and it's in! Off the deflection, on the corner, Sapatka scores! In Mexico, and Josh Gerardo, immediately goes for it all, and just like that, no flags on the field. That's a 57-yard touchdown to tie the game, ending the extra point. Josh Gerardo to Caden Valdez on the first offensive play for Volcano Vista. Shot and goal! Edwin Ramirez. in the 10th minute for Anna Babinski. Dominic Purdy in this offense. They'll give it to Behill up the gut. Biggs. Beast. Little run there. He might be free. Catch it. No. It's a touchdown for Zach Behill. First long run of the game. It goes for 6. It's an outside the box shot for sure, and it's good. From 40 yards out, Kennedy Law. How did you see that one? I guess it helps with the wind whistling in your back, but holy cow. Give it to Dixon. Dixon's got some room. Dixon towards the sideline. Dixon is heading toward the end zone, and he is in. It's a touchdown for the Cleveland Storm.
Oh my goodness.
The point after pending was put
Oh
in
my
front.
goodness.
Varela give the keeper something to think about, and he got it all wrong. Wow! The senior Elijah Varela.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest again, Vince Metzger, Rio Rancho Athletic Director. Vince, I tell you, so many things. I had Bruce Carver on last week, and this is what you work for: the excitement, the energy. I mean, I know it's a task, but this, I know there's a little bit of chaos, but it's exciting that to see your programs, competing in the state tournament, and as anything, and it's just not football, it's volleyball, it's cross country, and those things got to be soccer. I mean, girls and boys soccer. I mean, this time of the year, like I said, you can even see the energy with my guys with ProView Networks. I mean, it's you go through the season week to week, and then all of a sudden it comes up to the state tournament, and it seems like everybody gets some new energy and more vibrant, and it's fun to see all this stuff happen right now.
Yeah, no, it's true. And soccer, you mentioned soccer, and that's the only sport right now that we are no longer playing in the fall. We've concluded their seasons, but there was an exciting seasons for both our boys and girls. If you're looking at, as you know, the boys bracket is really exciting. Our team, the boys, had an outstanding year last year, and they had an outstanding year this year. Going into the tournament, they faced a tough foe in Atrisco Heritage, which was the 12th seed, and it was just, Atrisco, they're playing really good soccer right now, and not only did they upset us, they upset the another high seed, and they're playing in the semifinals against the number 1 seed, Santa Fe. I think that's tomorrow. And so that boys bracket is really interesting because it's the 1 and 12 against, and in the 3 and 4. But our boys had an outstanding season. They did great. One of our players I just saw, and this was so many things happen so quickly here. And when I'm out a few days, I just wake up either to an article I read in the newspaper or on Twitter. One of our players, Caden Schuff, put on Twitter that he was an All-American, and he is going to be playing in the 11th annual All-American high school game in Tennessee. I'm sure that's coming up here very soon, but I want to mention him as well. Our girls had an outstanding season. They lost to a very tough number 1 seed, Cibola, the other day in the quarterfinals. And so they had the girls are consistently very consistent team for Rio Rancho over the years under Coach Uwe Balzis. And I want to mention our head coach, John Shepard, for the boys. So very proud of our soccer teams.
Well, didn't Rio Rancho win the state championship last year? I mean,
yes. Yeah.
Let's. That's like you said. You got to be excited. I mean, that's something that the reason I know that because we did all the games. We did, they had an unbelievable record. I don't think we gave them the accolades that they needed, but like you said, this time of year, and you, as you well as know, and you've done this for 13, 14 years, and as the athletic director at Rio Rancho, and you just see teams peak at the right time, and like if you're the defending state champion, you get a target on your back, and any team, and they just all of a sudden they have the game of their lives, and but it's also nice to have that target on the back to when you are doing that. It just shows the programs are top notch at Rio Rancho High School.
Yeah, for sure, and yeah. John Shepard. I mean, that the state championship boys game last year is going to be one I remember in my career as a highlight. And so that was just an unbelievable season. And it was COVID, and it was our first state championship in the boys program. So it'll be a highlight I remember in my career.
Well, I tell you, we talked. We have another. I mean, Zach Vigil got. I just read in the paper this morning, in fact, that. He got an offer at UNM after his 342-yard performance on Friday night, and the thing about him, he's done that he's done it consistently all year. I mean, and it just shows how great of an athlete or student athlete he is, because they know he's going to get the ball. I mean, they know he's going to get the ball, and they can't do anything about it. So I mean, that's just shows you a great player, and it's great that UNM sees his talent and sees that there's a possibility he can help UNM out in the future.
Yeah, no, I haven't spoke to Zach yet. I did see that on Twitter as well, just this morning. So I'm excited to talk to Zach and get the details. And who knows, maybe more offers might be coming. But that's really exciting for not only Zach and his family, but for our program in general to get a D1 offer like that. And Zach is a very humble student athlete. And I say student athlete because his grade point average is 4-point high, really way above 4.0. He does a great job in the classroom, but he's humble because he will always give credit to his supporting cast, which are his offensive line, his quarterback, and just his defense. So he will always give credit to where credit is due, because it's a team effort. But Zach had an outstanding performance the other night. I mean, I probably have to ask somebody to see where it ranks as far as most yards in a game in the Rio Rancho high school football history, but it's got to be one of the top performances. So I'm proud of Zach and looking for good things for him here in the playoffs.
Well, I tell you, if you go back, I don't know, first the year at we had Rio Rancho, and I think it was La Cueva, and there was a delay in the game, and it got over at midnight, I think. And anyway, at halftime, we had like a 2 hour, hour and a half, 2 hour delay at halftime. And I go home and watch the games on my 50. And so we were trying to make keep the broadcast going and keep it vibrant. And so my guys came up with the idea that we had Sebastian Noel and Zach. He did a 30-minute show, so he was on statewide TV, and I got to see him and see the words you said, humble, and see his, see him so great. It was just a great honor to see that he got the attention he deserves for his work ethic, and I also being a great student. But it was neat that my guys came up, and it just happened that Rio Rancho and La Cueva were playing, and he gets to be and he had an unbelievable game that night too. So it was like it was almost like the Zach Vigil show on my 50, and it was and just when he talked with Sebastian, and it was just really, it wasn't, most young men are, he was just, you could tell that, he had a good upbringing from his parents, good things about him. And he just really was a team player, and he just, he took things in stride and it wasn't all about his athletic ability. He was very, talked about his line. He talked about his coaches. He was very, very appreciative of Rio Rancho High School.
Yeah, he's that type of kid, and even though National Signing Day for football, the early period for signing, I think, is in December. But we'll see what happens, not only to Zach and maybe some of our other football athletes as far as offers are concerned. But yeah, we are looking forward to next Wednesday is the early period or the signings for all other Division I and II sports. So we're looking to put together a ceremony if possible this year with family and friends, and we do it in the gym and make it special for them. So more word on that to you, Steve, later.
Tell you what, we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back and talk about Rio Rancho sports. And we only have 30 minutes, but we can talk all day about Rio Rancho, but we have one more segment.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We've got Vince Metzger, Rio Rancho Athletic Director here. And I tell you, one thing we haven't talked about today is, we mentioned it, but volleyball's right here. And I tell you, it's going to be an exciting week, another exciting week for you.
Yeah. This week is our last, everyone else is in the postseason or finished with their season. Volleyball is in the last week of our regular season. So we have a big match tonight at Volcano Vista. And then on Thursday, we finish our regular season here at home against Cibola. Those 2 matches right there are very critical in the standings of District 1. So our kids are playing well all season long, and these are 2 big matches for us. So, then the seeding and selection will take place on Sunday, and then we'll see where we fall in the state tournament. And but the coach, Toby Manzanares, is doing another outstanding job, and our kids are playing well. So excited to see what happens this week.
Well, Toby speaks for himself. His resume is, and what a class act he is. And he's a good friend of mine. So he's always been a, active guy and been very ProView Networks friendly. So he's been on my show numbers of times, and how you just have a chemistry with somebody and talking with him. And when you just talk, it just seems like I've known the guy for my whole life, just whenever I run into him. And you got to be very happy to have him on your staff.
Definitely. He's a leader here amongst our staff. He's one of the original coaches that started here at Rio Rancho High School 20 some odd years ago. And, but I think that's kind of what makes me want to come back year after year in this job. It's a stressful job and it's demanding, but it's our head coaches and our coaches in general, our coaching staff, outstanding men and women that are a joy to work with, and they're all about kids, and they do an outstanding job. So, but he's one of them.
So here's what we, correct me if I'm speaking off the top of my head. I mean, this week we've got, soccer's Thursday and Friday, state champions, cross country is Saturday at Academy. And then next week, as we're speaking about volleyball happens. And again, a lot of, I guess you're doing some of the events at Rio Rancho. Is that correct?
Yeah, Thursday, next Friday and Saturday, we're hosting 3A volleyball all day Friday and probably all day Saturday as well. So we've done that for years with the NMAA, and we were on a really good event. We're hosting we're going to be running 3 courts, 2 in the main gym and 1 in the auxiliary gym. So it's going to be a busy place.
I tell you, and then the rest of the games will be at Santa Ana still. So Rio Rancho is going to be it's probably it's been the volleyball capital of New Mexico when it comes to state tournament time. And I tell you, what an event! Volleyball is something that's grown on me, just like girls basketball has grown with me. I tell you, it's amazing the excitement you see in volleyball when you go to one of those games, and it's just fast, quick, and so much energy from both teams that are competing.
Yeah, no, high school volleyball over the years has improved a lot, and I even watched some of your broadcasts, Steve, ProView with Western New Mexico and NIMI, and I watched, and so New Mexico volleyball is just improving yearly, and I'm proud our volleyball team has just been outstanding for over 20 years.
Well, I tell you, we got, let's get back maybe to a little bit about football. This week's good news, Rio Rancho, Cleveland 1-2, which is good for the community of Rio Rancho. I'm sure you would like it to be the other way around, but it really doesn't matter. And right now, you just want to go win the blue trophy. But you have a bye week, and I believe you play the winner of Cibola Sandia the following week. That's a home game, and then if you move forward and teams advance to the way the brackets has done, and we know there's always sometimes an upset, so we don't want to step forward, but then they would play probably La Cueva the following week. But with that, and that's on me saying that, so Vince, I put you off the spot saying that. But with all that being said, there's still excitement in Rio Rancho football.
Yeah, no, it's game by game now. It's a new season for our team and for our coaches. So every game, especially this bye week, is critical for us to prepare and rest up and heal and to scout the game with Cibola Sandia. We have our half of the bracket, as you mentioned. Those teams are they're going to come ready to play, and we have to be. We can't discount anybody. We got to take one game at a time, and hopefully our kids will play to their abilities, and we advance through the bracket. But yeah, we have a tough half of a bracket for sure.
You do, and I mean, especially the way if that scenario worked out. I don't want to take anything away from Cibola and Sandia, because our teams that are getting better with, you don't want to have a lower seed come into your home place and upset you. But the census all years, Cleveland and Rio Rancho will be in the state tournament. Now we got 3 weeks to see if both of them can get there.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting week by week. Even this week, just even having a week off, but seeing the other teams play, it's going to be an exciting week for New Mexico football. So, like I said, we just got to take care of business week by week.
Okay, Vince. Hey, thanks for coming on the Steve Davis Show, and good luck to all your programs over the next couple of weeks.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Josh.